everybody, my name is Riznyk, and I'm an employment lawyer and a litigator, and I created this video because I seem to have the same problem come up day after day in our practice, and I wanted you to think about this before you end up in my office. Long story short, apart from the fact that people keep making employees 1099s and not giving them breaks, not providing lunch times, is the problem that they don't have employment contracts. And what I've just discovered, like for example, one of my favorite clients, one of the people that he's working with is stealing all of his confidential data, contacting all of his clients and competing with them. So I would urge you to seriously consider having an employment contract with all of your employees. You want to lay out what it is that they will do for you, what your expectations are, what their expectations are, what the payment expectations are. Because, for example, in this particular case, the gentleman is stating, well, I'm owed this, this, and that based on performance bonuses. Well, in reality, he didn't do anything that was bonusable. In other words, a certain sales quota was already met. He didn't make it any better, but he still feels he was owed. You have to be as detailed as possible. And many of us don't think much of employment contracts. You hire somebody, you like them, big smile, da-da-da-da-da. But they can also be what we call the enemy within, because they could be using everything they learned from your firm to compete with you. And this happens more often than you think. And amongst friends, absolutely. Make no mistake, this can happen with anybody. So at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say to you, sit down, lay out everything that you need in that employment contract, all of your expectations, and if there are any bonuses, exactly how, to the letter, they will be paid out. And the confidentiality, what's confidential in your firm, what isn't. Because if you don't have this, you're out there naked, waiting to be hurt. And the problem with litigation is it's expensive. People don't realize how expensive, and the reason is it just takes so much to get to a certain phase. You know, before we normally can get to the phase where the other side will negotiate, you're looking at spending about, on average, I'd say at least $35,000 before the other party realizes, this is adding up. But the cost of an average lawsuit in San Diego is about $250,000, just so you know. Ours, thank God, come a lot lower because we end up negotiating a lot of things. We're very strategic. But at the end of the day, if you hire some other firm, I mean, we had a simple case where somebody went after a CEO because of a lease, a $35,000 payment that was owed on a lease that wasn't paid, and then they asked for attorney's fees. You know what their attorney's fees were for something that simple? $350,000. So keep that in mind. This weekend, coming up, make an employment contract, then bring it to a lawyer so all the legal terms and all the sophisticated areas can be covered. Give them everything you need. It is the best investment you will make in the foundation of your firm, and then you don't have to worry. Then you'll know that the people who are with you to help you grow and not with you to learn from you and compete, or even worse, take you to the labor board or take you to an employment lawyer afterwards, especially with PAGA issues where they can sue on behalf of other employees even if the other employees didn't consent. Is an absolute nightmare and can literally destroy your company. So be careful out there. All the best. Cheers.